How is it going, guys? Looks like we've had a crazy day. By the way, apologies for the noise in the background today. I'm back in Wellington, and it's called Wellington, windy Wellington for a reason. Crazy windy today, so apologies for that. Right, so I overslept today. I did either not hear the alarm or it didn't go off, but I woke up about 2.5 hours into the session. Literally, like somewhere here, that's where I woke up. So this had just happened, and I was like, "What the hell is going on?" Um, I did not hedge enough, so I was down a fair bit, about a third of what I made yesterday. I lost again today, but it's fine. That's trade of life. Um, so I adjusted a few positions that were completely out of the money. I took some stuff off that was, um, like just break even now. Like some of the longs had been working, they were just break even now. Some stuff like my Shopify position, I didn't adjust at all. Um, and I just watched it for a bit. Then I tried to actually I went long here when we broke back over, just for like everyone expects this to head lower, and then it breaks back over the level, so everyone hits out, which causes a bit of a short squeeze just for a moment. Made it a little bit back, but not much. I'm still testing, like I'm trying to test my like our MES or our ES strategy for about half a year, and I'm just trading one MES contract and make the micros at a time. And when I have like enough data after about half a year, like when we've had several different environments, that's when I'll hopefully start sizing up. So yeah, I'm not sure what to think about the market right now. Like as the like some people say, it's probably been a warning signal, but just the way this has been bought back up for the rest of the session. I and even like even if we come down a bit now, I'm not sure how bearish this is. It might be, like perhaps it wants to see the 20, the middle Celt again, but it doesn't feel very convinced just yet. This is to me, this is just again, I mean, it's the market, it's the S&P. It's not just someone liquidating. It's just, like where someone starts and then everyone just joins in, and it's this nice little orchestra or crescendo, as they say in music, of just craziness. And usually these, back in the day, when I was trading more intraday, these were actually perfect buying opportunities. Like the ticks were at minus 1300, and that stuff always spikes back. And I was actually looking for that stuff. We just didn't have that too often recently because we've just been going up. But anyway, yeah, let's just see what the market gives us. Like we have our bullish bearish level here at 33.55. If we start holding underneath, on the 30 minutes, on the 1 hour, and higher time frames, then we are probably it's probably going to be time for a few puts, but we'll see. I'm not too bearish just yet. I actually bought a few longer dated calls when I got back from the gym. I think somewhere here, and I just when we touched that back into that 33.55, I bought a few more. Just like 30 days out. And now we'll see what happens. Let's go through the list. Facebook. This is, like I think I mentioned this one yesterday, how nicely it held the middle Celt. And then I said, or either we're going to retest the middle Celt or we're going to go to the upper. And it looks like we've retested like everything in the market. Like it's going to be the same. I'm going to say a lot of things multiple times. Retested. Like, what I find fascinating is how accurate some of those levels are. Like this stuff, just super accurate in the market itself as well. And SPX almost exactly touched the expected move, the lower level and stuff like that. So I think if we can open over the middle kelp, hopefully over the 14 on the 4 hour, over the 14 on the daily, and hopefully you get like a bit of a sell off. Um, that would think like a sell off at the open. I think that could be a nice buying opportunity for like 2 weeks out, a week or 2 weeks out calls for that move back up into 220, 222. Peloton. Oh, it's toying with me. That one does just not want to break this 27 level. And I tested. Finally broke a little bit, but not really, like decisively. Held the yesterday's low, then broke to yesterday's low, and then bought back up right into that. Like these levels we know, like the IPO open price, the underwriters, they defend those prices hard, so they didn't want this to close underneath here, and so they bought it back up just above. We closed. Where did we close? 26.98. Okay, they didn't manage exactly, but close enough, I guess. So yeah, that's just the thing with this stock. To me, like once they give up on it, I'm just running out of time with these. But once they give up on it, they are. I think we are going to see more downside on this. On the other hand, if they want to save it, like don't. I'm not going to get too convinced of this. I'm not going to get, like I'm not going to put on huge positions. I'm just gonna let me just see where my position is here. Um, yeah, I started hedging a little bit. Like I started selling a few puts against them, just to, as I say, like you gotta stay safe. But I'm still quite bearish on this one. Next one, Disney. What I want to say is today was good for puts in any stock. And this might have failed, like that kind of trend line again, the upper trend, but it held the middle kelp barely, but it held. And what I like is just, like it's holding higher lows now. So depending on what this does tomorrow, what the market does, especially, if you see more volatility, everything gets correlated, and then we're just going to trade the market. But I do like this still for a long. Just see how it opens tomorrow, what it does, but I do still like it. JP Morgan. Banks have been weak a little bit last week, but this one held quite nicely, and to me, this looks like it's coiling. Like it's especially freaking close green on a day like today. That just shows there's other stocks that weren't impressed at all. They closed super green, but this one, it's just at 138 and 136 kind of 50 area that it's kind of oscillating between here, holding between. Let me draw kind of the kind of zone for you guys. That's kind of the zone. So like in between here, we're just oscillating at the moment. And to me, this just looks like it's holding higher. Broke down, came back to the level, and now it's holding. So if the market recovers, this could be a nice one to look at for the next leg higher. Yeah, banks, they're always, when the market goes, the banks go. AMD, I'm pointing this one out because if we dip further in the market, this might be a good, like dip buy opportunity. This has been super strong. I mean, like crazy how far this went. So if you look at, like a similar thing, like you could, if you see something like, like a curl like this happening, this could be, like a good entry for, like a medium term entry for, the next leg up. McDonald's. This one is another, in my opinion, a dip buy opportunity. They took earnings well, and it's holding this 215. Like came just back up over the 215 into the close, and just like everything just recovered really nicely today. So I would just, I mean, of course, be careful, but this I think could be a nice buying opportunity as well for the move into the previous highs. Twilio, this one. I'm kind of, as I said, I'm telling the same story here again. Try to sell off right into the expected move, came back over, and it's just it's there. These stocks are holding so well at the moment. So I find it impressive how unimpressed the most of the market was by such a harsh, sharp sell-off. So just another dip buy opportunity. I think if we get like a flush tomorrow or like a sell-off in the morning into 125, I think that could be a nice buying opportunity. Next one, Stitch Fix. That's something I want you guys just to put on your lists because this has I've been looking at it since it broke the upper Kelvin. Didn't have the guts to buy it here. Would have been beautiful. Like this, completely unimpressed. Look at this tiny little like and bought up right away. So I'm not sure there must be something in the fundamentals or some fund is buying in or something. Earnings was received well, so perhaps yeah, someone is buying into this. So next time this has a pullback, I think that would be a buying opportunity for this one. So just keep that on your lists for the future. Shopify. I had put a small long on yesterday when into the close. So I did not like when I saw this come back up. I did. For a moment, I contemplated when we went back into the level here and it started like evening out of it, oscillating a little bit. I thought, should I maybe move that call from the short call down into and turn it into a short call spread instead of having the long call spread? And then I was like, you know what? No, like this is still, it's still good. It's still, like everything else was looking bullish too. So I kept it on, and so far I don't regret it. We'll see. I have, I think, 2 weeks time on that call spread, so we'll see if this is actually going to pay off. Teva, this one, I think, thanks to the market, this didn't go completely nuts, but as you see, quite unimpressed as well with the sell-off. So I think this could really like be a nice one to buy into, and like just to trade the range up into the 15 level here, 1460 to 15. I think the next few weeks this is absolutely possible. Cisco. Lovely how that bounced off the bottom of that range that we've had, like a similar pattern that we've seen before, breaks below, comes back up, and is back in that range. So the bottom buy is done, but if we get like a flush, or I keep saying flush, if you get like off the open, we get like a sell-off into the 4-hour lower Kelt, that could be a buying opportunity. For like target at least the middle Kelt, or even the like the top of that range into 49 or even 50 in the medium term future. Target, another one that is holding quite well, not impressed at all. Like we have like this kind of level, say here, and like this range kind of here, and it's holding over quite nicely, back over the 30. Really strong looking candle here, despite the whole market shenanigans. So I would, look at that, perfect. So over 118, 118, what's that, 36? I would definitely be interested, and especially over 118.75, and then 119.40 as the target in it, like for a day trade or something. This looks really good to me, at least at the moment. Everything at the moment depends on the market, of course. If they want to sell off harder, this stuff is going to go as well. Netflix, another one that I'm impressed by. just the staying power, and it held that upper celt, it held like all the important levels here, and it's right. The only thing that is difficult to say here is like it's right at the top here. So it tried over, it failed twice. So this needs, if this wants to go get another leg into 400 or something, it needs to have it now. Otherwise, a few more tests, I could see this retesting the middle celt here soon. After again, like this kind of beginning of this kind of parabolic kind of curve. We're seeing it all over the place. That's actually, I thought that yesterday. So like I was actually sitting in front of my charts and like, holy shit! I was looking at NVDA and stuff like that. It's just everything's just going, and that usually is a sign for like we're probably getting too bullish, and a correction is close. So just stay safe. And here we go with NVIDIA, by the way. Just insane the last few days. Like this is, just like Tesla, just like SPC, just like all these crazy freaking stocks at the moment. It's just gapping, and it just keeps freaking going. So be careful. I think the market, the sell-off, I wasn't too convinced today, but we are getting close, I think. So yeah, just with that, guys, if this has been helpful, please comment what you thought of it. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed. Please like the video if you liked the video. And please join us in Discord. There's way more information in the channel. We're all commenting in there. And join us on the live stream if you're not, and just help us kind of hack this YouTube algorithm with comments and likes and all that stuff, and subscriptions, so that perhaps more people could get interested in what we are doing here, because as always we are doing something really cool, and it's only going to get better. Right, guys, I see you at the open. Hopefully I won't oversleep. Actually, I don't think I will, because I have money to deploy. So I'll see you at the open. Until then, have a good one, guys.